$1.5 million is not enough, Catie. I just want to showcase how normal it can be to pursue financial independence. I don't have the desire or want to optimize that. I know it's good enough, and good enough is good enough for me.
Set it and forget it. You don't have to spend all the time doing the research, or worse, throwing money at something and hoping that it doesn't go down.
I'm definitely a satisficer over a maximizer.
Today, we're speaking with Catie Takemoto, the Millennial Money Honey. She found fire at age 26, and her goal is to retire with $1.5 million by age 35, which is November 6th, 2026. But who's keeping exact score, right? Catie, welcome. I'm so excited to talk to you today.
Thanks for having me, Mindy. Excited to be here.
So let's jump right into, how did you discover the concept of financial independence?
I started at 26 learning about how to invest, and I was sharing that journey on Instagram, just casually on my personal Instagram. This is pre-Millennial Money Honey. And an old coworker was like, hey, you like money? Check out this blog, Mr. Money Mustache, the shockingly simple math behind early retirement. And that was the gateway that opened my eyes to the concept of financial independence and early retirement.
What do people in your life think about your FI journey?
That's really funny that you asked that. So considering my dad was very, aware and savvy with money himself, he was just like, $1.5 million is not enough, Catie. Am I saving for my retirement and your retirement? Where do you expect this reality to come to fruition? And I'm just like, no, Dad, he just, he's obviously very supportive of everything that I do as a day-to-day, but he just doesn't quite get it. So it's a conversation once I am approaching that November 6th date, we will have that conversation kind of then, or when I actually decide to maybe leave work, that's when I'll have to have a bigger conversation with him. No, it'll all be fine. Don't worry. And then I'm sure 10 years after that, he'll be like, I'm proud of you. And then you'll be like, I knew it was possible then. So, but only once it's proven.
The math behind it is just really hard to comprehend. And you can read all the 4% rule articles and all the shockingly simple math articles you want, and it still is sometimes very hard to comprehend. That article is the doorway to the rabbit hole that so many people have said. That's one of the best articles on the entire internet when it comes to financial independence and just showing you the possibilities. So what was your life like before financial independence? Or before pursuing financial independence?
I would say my life was very normal. And actually, I think in sharing my journey, I just want to showcase how normal it can be to pursue financial independence. And you don't have to be the extremes that article is talking about. You don't have to be a software engineer. You don't have to do anything totally drastic. Other than, maybe increasing your income as a corporate girly. You don't have to do that much. Maybe it takes me a little bit longer to achieve financial independence because I don't have those RSU packages and crazy things that software engineers have, but I can still achieve that too. So yeah, just work in corporate life and continue to do so.
I love this. You just used the words normal, and you don't have to go to extremes. And there are all different levels of FI.
I feel like the whole rice and beans things, it's extreme because extreme things, it's like marketing, and I work in marketing, and those are what trigger people to make you pay attention. And then from there, you kind of adapt to however it works for you. But you have to be a little bit extreme to even get the attention of people.
Well, I think just you can retire early. You can retire in your 30s or 40s is extreme. And don't spend every dime you make can be, to some people, extreme.
Something I'm trying to do, which is net zero spending this year, which is where anything I bring home and anything I spend at the thrift store, I have to resell an equal amount so that it's net zero when I spend shopping.
Oh, I love that.
I've probably spent $1,000 at the thrift store this year, but I've also resold $1,200 on Poshmark.
What are some things that you will spend money on? What's worth it to drop some money?
I love all-inclusive, like 5-star resorts. And I think Rubia is also really into these, but like I love just being catered to, like when you're on vacation. Like I can camp. I don't mind it, but I love gorgeous like wellness resorts, complimentary fitness classes, like spa credits. That is where I will drop big money to go. So like I booked a trip with my friend to Austin's, the Miraval Resort in Austin. I'm so excited, so excited. But and of course I need to get more into credit card hacking and points hacking. I know whoever's listening to this is probably like, oh yeah, girl, let me explain this. But one thing at a time. I'm like trying to just get financially independent and then focus my energy, because it's a lot of energy to focus on that. But it's like $1,200 to $1,300 a night or something like that. So I did use like a little bit of my Chase points to cover it. I will drop a couple grand easy on a hotel like that.
Let's circle back to that comment you just made, though. I haven't quite started looking at points yet, and you have Chase points. That's awesome. But you can only focus on so many things. You're not going to be able to master this and this and this and this and this and this. So focus on what you can focus on. And then when you have time to look into rewards points, look into them. I mean, the Chase, I'm assuming they're the Chase Ultimate Rewards points. Those are great. Just grab one of those cards and just start racking those up. And when you can transfer them over and it makes sense, do it. Or pay cash if it makes sense too. Like I think there's a lot of people who beat themselves up over not being able to, use points for everything. I'm one of them. And I'm learning to accept that sometimes it's just not worth the mental hassle to try and figure that all out. Like you're spending 3 hours to save $30. Okay, so let's go talk about your FI journey. Where are you investing and how did you determine this asset class?
So I am a simple path to wealth kind of girl. Like I just put everything in a total stock market index fund. So I think I'm in SWTSX if anybody really cares to know. Show up. It's the easiest. Like I just don't I don't have the desire or want to kind of optimize that. Like I know it's good enough, and good enough is good enough for me. I'm definitely a satisficer over a maximizer.
Fantastic. I love that approach. I think that is set it and forget it, because then you don't have to spend all the time doing the research, or worse, throwing money at something and hoping that it doesn't go down. Now, you can invest in individual stocks if you want to devote a boatload of time to studying. But if you're busy, if you're out there living your best life or digging through the bins, which is way more fun, then index fund it. Okay, you mentioned J.L. Collins' Simple Path to Wealth. Do you have any other favorite books, YouTube videos, podcasts, blogs, etc. that you want to throw out here right now?
For anybody just getting started, it's definitely, I always direct them to Ramit's book, I Will Teach You to Be Rich. I think that is just simple, no nonsense. This is how you do it. It doesn't speak so much to FIRE, but for someone who's a little bit more relatable on a path to FIRE and a woman in pursuit of FIRE, I would also recommend Quit Like a Millionaire by Christy Shen.
Outside of your full-time job, what side hustles have you pursued?
Ooh, that's a good question. Honestly, this has been the most amount of side hustling I'm willing to do. And like occasionally taking a brand sponsorship for Millennial Money Honey. I am a designer by trade, so sometimes I will freelance and do that. But truly, I've decided I don't really like, again, I'm about less hustle, more just like leaning back and coasting. Not coast by, but just chill. I want everything in my life to be easier, to be simpler, and not trying to hustle too hard. But like Yeah, so I've almost exclusively, I told myself this year I am not really hustling. I'm not doing any side hustles. I mean, last year I brought in maybe 30,000 in side hustle income from design freelancing, and it's not actually worth it to me, honestly. It's terrible, but it's not. So yeah, just right now, it's just selling my little money tracker that I use personally. And then so it's easy for me to manage and sell that because I'm still constantly using that, like adding features like cost per wear tracking and net zero shopping tracking and things like that. Like, but it's much more passive. So work harder, work smarter, not harder.
Okay, so let's talk about your money tracking spreadsheet. What exactly does it track besides what exactly does it track?
Oh, so it's not a budgeting. I don't budget. In fact, I really hate budgeting because it's always like a letdown when things don't go to plan, and life never goes to plan. So I really don't plan for anything. I just track my money. Like, what do I spend? What do I save? What do I invest? And what income am I making? And then it can tell me my savings rate. And that's really obviously what I'm focusing on for my journey to financial independence. Just what is my savings rate every month and how am I tracking to that? Am I hitting my target goal for that? But it tracks everything like your day-to-day money like that, your net worth, fire. And then I have I guess clothes are tangentially related because you buy them, but like then it has anything that I buy for my closet and how much it cost, and then the cost per wear of it for it to go down the more you wear it, and so it's more worth it. So yeah, it's kind of like a money tracking spreadsheet was kind of always just for me, but if people want it, then they can get it too because I've just had requests about it. So yeah, it's very random.
No, I love that. What I have discovered is if you're thinking it, chances are a lot of other people are thinking it too. Where are you on the path to financial independence?
Besides Autopilot, technically I'm like 40% to fire if you want to get like that granular, but I am at the point in which everything is set up. All my investments like automatically get taken out every month, and I don't think about it.
That is such a great answer. Where are you on the path to fire? I'm on autopilot. I was expecting a percentage answer, but I like the autopilot answer so much better. That's such a great answer. Do you plan to work after you reach FI, or are you just out?
I don't know. So I love my corporate job. I love my team. I work at this awesome company called Canva, and they are just and my team and my boss love them. It's like, if I'm in the same situation, like maybe I stay on until I'm like totally just burned out for whatever reason. Obviously won't want the option. It's always been in my head that I would be a stay-at-home mom. That is something I have always dreamed about. And I just feel like to be able to do that, I need to be 100% financially secure. I don't like putting in hard plans because life just doesn't ever work out the way you think it will. So we'll see is my answer.
That is so true. And, this is another really great answer. Do you plan to work? I don't know, but I would like the option. I think that so many people focus on the RE part of FIRE. Oh, I can't wait to quit my job. That's not what it's about. It's about figuring out your finances, getting yourself to a point of security. So then all of these options open up. You can go and work at the startup that has no money to pay you, but they pay you in stock options, and then it doesn't work out. But that's okay because you already have money. You don't need that money. Or you go and work at this super amazing job that you know is going to burn you out, but it's going to be great experience, and you're going to, expand your skills. And you're just going to be in there for a little bit, and then you can leave knowing that it was never going to be a full-time thing, and the money doesn't matter because your money's already there, so you can leave when it's ready for you. Like, just opening up your options is the best way to live your life. Only having one option is when life is truly difficult. Here's your option. It's take it or take it. Okay. And what is your biggest FI takeaway that you would like to tell our audience?
My biggest FI takeaway is kind of what I touched on earlier. You don't have to be a software engineer. You don't have to be making, you can live your life as is with, some maybe they won't feel like sacrifices to you, but just I feel like you have to have fun in life. Like, this is it. This is it. This is all we get. This is a one shot. So, just enjoying the journey, because what is life if you don't enjoy it? So that's kind of how I approach life and the world. So yeah, that's what I recommend.
I love it, Catie. And wrapping up, where can people find you and find out more about you?
Yeah, so I am Millennial Money Honey on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and on my website. So yeah, feel free to slide into my DMs. I'm always available to chat and hang out. Yeah.
Catie, thank you so much for your time today. This was so much fun. I really, really appreciate you so much. Thank you.
Thanks, Mindy. Great to chat with you.